Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Pretty good. Just had a quick question as to how you would approach this. So the link I sent you is the product. The only thing we added is a link that just says order everything together.
Yep, I see that. And then it opens up like a separate form sort of, and then
Yeah, and this is like completely out of the box Magento functionality. It's not really that hard to set these up, these bundle items. We could like customize these and make them look nicer or something, which is what Ken originally asked. Like, should I, for tracking on this, can I just look at traffic to these pages, and would that tell me like how many people are going to them, or should I set up like an event in analytics? Like, what do you think of this general approach? Like, just trying to do, like, I was going to do 10 of them, and like the top ones.
Yeah, and you're just trying to see how many people use them versus not? How many people use this feature?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm guessing there's no way to, like, Magento won't report on that. It's built-in functionality, but Magento won't report on like how many were ordered as a bundle.
No, they will. So you should be able to see that. And then you see the individual items that they picked from the bundle.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could track it that way too.
And so, well, if it's built-in functionality, why is it so hard to implement?
So this isn't exactly what Ken wants. Like, basically, instead of having a list with checkboxes, he wants to like do like some development on it and like customize the template. And like, I guess the bigger hurdle that we were trying to get through was like figuring out how to send these to the feed without it messing up like the original products that we set up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, there was just a lot. It was just like a lot of like technical dev stuff to try to do for like something that didn't seem like that big of a deal. Like, to set up one of these pages, so each one probably takes like 10 to 15 minutes or so to set those up. So it's not like super hard necessarily, but if we did all of them, it would take like, we have what?
So you have to do that for every single product? Copy it?
Yeah,
and
you'd have to do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So we were talking like, I don't know how many hours.
Yeah, so would they be open to maybe running it as it is now, just the default functionality, and taking a measurement and seeing that, like maybe internally they make all these copies and changes themselves to save, obviously to save cost on that, because that would take us forever.
Yeah.
But then and then measure what happens and see how many people are actually placing these bundle orders, and see how much money is being driven by that, and if it increases conversion rates or revenue on these products, and then maybe decide at that point whether you should take it to the next level. Do you think they'd be open to that?
Yeah, I think so, and that's kind of what I sent over. I mean, I offered that we would do like a handful of them just to get it started, because I know they're really slammed right now. So I was going to find like the top files and just set it up for those, and that way we'd at least be able to start getting a measurement on it. I just didn't know exactly how to measure it, and I didn't know, like, I don't know. I was just kind of getting a little stuck on that part.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be difficult just because, I mean, there's no way to know. There's not going to be a very clear way to know if people just wouldn't have ordered if it weren't for this bundle thing. I mean, my guess is that's not. I mean, yeah, like making it easier is definitely a good idea, I think, generally speaking. But I mean, I'm kind of with you. Like, I don't know where we would prioritize this.
I don't know. Maybe this would help increase the order size. I'm not sure.
Possible. Yeah. I mean, why don't we just suggest doing it with the out-of-box functionality? Suggest. I mean, if they're slammed, we can certainly do this. He's just paying $150 an hour for that. But for some basic copy and pasting. But I mean, that's fine. If we need to do that, we can totally do it. But I mean, maybe implement this default functionality first, and then with the plan of saying like, all right, let's see like if there's anything we can measure, and then after that, I mean, we can look and see like, have the sales on these products increased dramatically. I don't think that would be terribly difficult to figure out. I mean, we could almost just take like, I mean, we could look at analytics. We wouldn't even need to look at analytics. Yeah, this is all front end stuff too. I mean, this is the other thing. Like, this is only affecting front end. orders, and I mean, those are probably even less than 8 to 10,000, right?
Right.
I mean, what do we get?
Right.
Like 20% of our orders through the front end, maybe?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're talking like 2 to 3,000 a month. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but why don't we try that and see if they're okay with it, and then try to measure it. Yeah, I mean, I think why don't we just lay that out for them and just be like, hey, like, look, I mean, we're not selling that many products here. This is only going to affect the front end. Now, maybe it's going to drive a lot more sales because it's so much easier. That's possible, for sure. So, but the question is, you know, how much do you want us to put into this now? Do you want to prioritize this over other stuff? Do you want us to use this default functionality? We think that that's going to take X hours versus you know, this more advanced thing that might take X times 10 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
And just leave it up to him. And just say like, hey, you know, it sounds like this is something we want to do. What do you, you know, give us some feedback on where you want to put this in the priority list.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I think that's fine. And I mean, if he's looking for us to suggest what to do, then I mean, yeah, if he's bringing it up more than once, it's clearly something that's important to them. So, so if that's the case, then I wouldn't necessarily say we should or shouldn't do it. I would just say, all right, well, let's try to do it and measure it, and maybe just do this default functionality first, and then see what we can get. Because I think in the back end we can export the list of all these products. My guess is we can fairly quickly, maybe with some spreadsheet magic, pull all these products together and just say like, all right, in February we had this many sales of these products, and then in March or April or whenever we get this rolled out, we had this many, and you know, it's up. You know, is it up 100%? Is it up 300%? Are we suddenly like rocking these products? If that's the case, shit, let's put more into that maybe. If that's, you know, if there's no change at all, then that might suggest it's maybe not worth doing at all. Or I mean, honestly, potentially even rolling it back, because there's a simpler way to do this too, is that we could just do related products, right? Like he's doing that already, isn't he?
Well, the problem with that is like, there are so many options. It would be a UX challenge to try to use that. Yeah. It's tricky. I
mean, it's more usable. I mean, there's no question it's a better experience if you're ordering these things. I mean, that hinges on a few key points, right? That hinges on the fact that you don't have to see the product or read the description at all to buy it, right?
Right.
So like, and that very well may be the case. I mean, I may know, you know, if I'm buying these things, I may know exactly what I need and what size I need and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I don't know, maybe I don't. It kind of hinges on that. But if that's the case, and that very well may be the case, then it's definitely a better user experience. So I see the desire for it, but I kind of agree with the prioritization. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think if it's a priority for them, and it sounds like it probably is, getting something done, then, you know, how far does he want us to go with it? And if he wants us to provide that guidance, then our recommendation is do this default functionality first, measure the impact, then see if all that other, you know, development time is going to be worthwhile. Okay.
We would basically just check Magento and rely on that for now.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably look at. We'll have to get a list of all the products, right? Somehow, which I'm guessing if we're adding these all in the database, somehow we could maybe export a CSV of all of these. You know, may require a little cleaning of that data, but yeah, if we can do that and export it all, and then just get it all in a spreadsheet and say, all right, you know, this month we had this number of orders for all these products combined, and then this month we had this number of orders. And yeah, I mean, if it's the exact same, then is it really worth spending $20,000, $10,000, or whatever it would cost to build this thing out? Or maybe we'll see that we're selling 500% more of these products, and then it's, you know, then it's probably worth it.
Okay. All right. Cool. That sounds good. I think we are ranking much better for these things. I was just double checking that.
Oh yeah, for these. Yeah. Are we selling? You said we're selling only like 8,000 to 10,000 of these a month.
Yeah, because they're so cheap, and people are generally placing like small orders for them too. So I don't know. That may be something I can talk to him about, because like the original opportunity that he saw for this, I'm not sure if we're necessarily attracting the customers that would be placing like high volume orders for them, or if that's what he's expecting. Like I don't know exactly. Like I know how they're used, but I don't know how they're ordered, and like if people order them, like a lot of them at a time. It doesn't seem like they do, at least from us, but maybe it's like, I don't know, different kinds of companies or something that would be placing like a really big order, but we just tend to get like $100 orders for them, if that. So.
Yeah, I mean, they almost need. They have so many products that are so related, but it seems like there's potential there. They almost need like an inside or outside salesperson. Like that would almost be like, or just have them test that out, you know, and start calling existing customers and being like, hey, we have these products, do you want to buy them? And if not, why not? You know, who are you buying them from? Yeah. Can we get some info on that? Because like some of this stuff I could totally see just not, like, you know, a customer could need it and they could be buying from another supplier, and that supplier could be not amazing or more expensive than us, and we might be a better option, but they just either don't know about it, or they're not motivated enough to do it, or maybe there's some little detail that's causing them not to do it. And if we knew that, if they were doing a little bit of calling on these customers and talking about these products, we could probably figure that out.
And I know one of the original ideas that he had behind them was that people who order from them probably also want these products, but now might be a good time to like explore that a little bit further, because that's more of like a cross-selling opportunity. Because I'm looking at some of the data right now, like we basically only sell whenever somebody buys these products, they're usually just buying these products and not like that other use case that I just described.
Okay.
Oh, anyway. All right. Thank you. That's helpful. I just was thinking, I haven't done much in analytics with like setting up events and like tracking button activity and that kind of thing. And I didn't know if that was like a viable like path for something like this.
Yeah, I mean, we could, but I don't think that's going to give us good data. I mean, that's just going to show us like who clicked the button. And you know, I think the better one is like, is this actually impacting revenue and actually impacting sales of these products? So I think just pulling that out of either, I mean, we can export that from analytics, obviously, but we can also just look at the back end of the products. I think that'll be fine.